Well, hello everybody. A little nervous making this particular video, and the reason I'm so nervous is because I'm actually going to. I've been struggling with this decision to tell you why I came up with the name Faith Inspired Transformation (FIT). I'm keeping fit in your mind. Um, and now that I'm talking, I have a dog that's needs a little attention, but hopefully he'll be okay. I'm sure he will be. Anyway, it's a bit of a long story. I hope you follow along and appreciate the kind of the struggle that I went through to get to where I am now. It's nothing majorly dramatic, well, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not living in a war-torn country, certainly not. Um, that being said, I was living in a war-torn state of mind, I guess you could say. And through the 2 years of being shut down, I found myself unable to find a job, and I was selling things just to pay my rent and put a few groceries in the fridge and make my car payment. I just had a few more car payments to go, and then I didn't even know where I was going to go from there. But uh, a lot of the mandates were holding me back. So I thought, you know what? For a few years, people have been there's a couple of people that have been inviting me to come and stay with them in the States. So that's what I did. I sold everything. I gave away everything. If I couldn't give it away or couldn't sell it, I threw it in the garbage. I purged everything that I owned, even my beloved baking dishes, which, if you know me, then you'll know I love to cook. Um, my my vintage camera collection, I gave that away, and but but I found that these were just things. They were things that were tying me to this apartment that I lived in by myself. And in the 11 years that I lived in this apartment by myself, not many people came to visit because I don't know, I guess I'm just that private of a person. So telling you this story is I'm bearing my soul. I am a little nervous telling you this, but I'm gonna do it. I'm committed to, because this is all about faith inspired transformation. I'm watching the hummingbirds at the window too. They keep coming up to the window and peeking in. Um, anyway, so I had faith in myself to transform. But at the time when I was leaving, I didn't know. I got in my car on the last day in my apartment, and I thought, wow, you didn't think this through, did you? You didn't think this through. I had no idea where I was going. I picked up my GPS and I thought, well, first letter of the alphabet is A. So I punched in the letter A. I thought, let's see where that takes me. So, um, and I had been thinking about, the friends that I had in the U.S. Um, I lived in Ontario for 35 years or so. So, um, do I go visit them? Am I able to get across the border without, a million questions? How do I do this? How do I do this? So I picked up my GPS and I said to my GPS, and this is going to sound crazy, I know, but it happened. It's true. Crazy, but true. Um, I picked up my GPS and I typed in the letter A. And the first word that came up was Ambassador Bridge. And I said, okay, let's go. Let's go to the Ambassador Bridge. This was in the Windsor Detroit border crossing. When I get across, I had no idea. I had enough gas money to travel for a week, so why not? Why not give it a try? If I get turned back, then I get turned back. I was going to come to the east coast of Canada anyway, so if I got turned back, then I knew. So to my surprise, I was let across. I got in. They didn't ask me those prickly questions that everybody is so terrified of. And I'm not going to tell you what my medical status is, um, much like I wasn't going to tell a complete stranger who was not a doctor what my medical status was. Get up to the border, they let me in. They said, have a great trip. This is wonderful. I'm totally on my way. So, yeah, so I went down, way down south, and I stayed with a friend for a week. And then I went and stayed with another friend for 5 weeks. Um, and then I started coming north. I was going to stay there for a few weeks, and then come back to Canada and drive and carry on to the East Coast. Um, but things got in the way. There were some roadblocks. There were some complications, and the fact of the matter is, I was always worried that some government official was going to come to me and saying, "Hey, you didn't answer these questions at the border." I was so stressed the whole time that I was there that I didn't really enjoy myself. I didn't stop and look at the scenery. I didn't, use I didn't do a lot of photography. I love photography as much as I love, well, more than I love cooking. Um, but I didn't get a chance to really, really take in the scenery. Tennessee, Kentucky, and oh my gosh, it was so amazing. But because I was worried the whole time, I didn't stop and I didn't look around and just breathe in that essentially freedom that I had just come across. So there was a few roadblocks. I didn't have faith that everything was going to work out. Um, if you know anything about numerology, everywhere I went, I was seeing the number 17, whether it was on the highway, exit 17 or mile marker 17, or seeing something on somebody's license plate, or my odometer was 1177 or something, just crazy. Everywhere I went, I'm seeing 17. I would stop at the gas pump, and my the pump would go to $30.17, just crazy numbers. Anyway, so I thought, okay, I'm definitely on the right path. I'm going to keep going, keep plugging away. And then when I came up to the friend that was more in the northern area, um, it was fun. I was so happy to be there. We were thinking of ways that I could stay there, and just things were. I was so stressed. She was stressed, and I think things just weren't. The timing was not right for us to be, in close quarters like that. And so, I, what, and people wonder why I tell this story, because, oh, aren't you embarrassed? No, I'm not embarrassed. Um, with all the stress that I was feeling being in a foreign country, and trying to stay low and trying to establish myself, I'm still unsure. Do I stay here? Do I go? Where do I go? Um, and then on her side, there was some stresses involved, and when you have two people that are fairly new to each other, there's going to be a clash anyway. um, this clash, it devastated me so much that I had a complete breakdown. It was absolute complete. I don't even I remember walking out the door, but that's pretty much it. And then I walked into the woods, and I thought, I have to make this of all the people in the world. This was the one friend that I did not want to clash with, because we have a good friendship, a good solid friendship. And so I walked and walked and walked, and it was aimless walking. I had no plans whatsoever. Excuse me. And I don't even know how far I walked. I haven't looked on the map. I haven't looked on Google Map to see how far I actually walked, but I know it was quite a distance. Um, and again, I don't remember the walk. All I remember is stopping on the side of the road and saying, "That's a perfect spot for me to stop." I had two blankets with me. I had a water jug with me, and well, I had a kitchen knife, a rather sharp knife, number one for protection, and another thing was if I was really not able to come out of this breakdown, yeah, I was very suicidal. Um, but again, I wasn't going there with the intent of finishing it. I just didn't know what I was doing. I had no clue whatsoever what I was doing. But anyway, I had this knife with me. If I needed protection, I mean, if somebody's suicidal, why would they want to protect themselves? Anyway, so I found a clearing in the woods and I put one blanket down and I laid on top of it. I had everything all my sunglasses here, my everything was like right here, and put the other blanket on top of me, even though the heat was just absolutely horrendous. It was horrible heat, and sweating. I just remember being so sweaty, and I'm laying there and staring up at the sky, thinking, "Why am I here? Please, will somebody come and tell me what it is I'm doing here on this earth? I need some sort of a message." And I was so exhausted. I just passed out, and then I woke up. I'm sure it was a few hours later, because the sun was no longer right on top of me. It was sorry, I'm doing some painting, so I've got a lot of mess on me. The sun was no longer on top of me. It was behind me, so I knew I had slept for a few hours, and I woke up and I was just covered in mosquitoes and ants and flies, and to this day I can't handle a fly buzzing around my head because they were just all over me. And I just said, "Guys, I'm not dead yet. Could you just give me a little bit of some peace here?" And oddly enough, the flies would go away. They would go away, but then they would turn around and they would come back because they're flies, right? And mosquitoes and the ants. And um, I wanted to sit there and meditate on some things, but I couldn't. I was so concerned about these ants crawling on me and just whatever bugs, and they were crawling on me. And this happened in mid-July, or sorry, mid-June, and I still have marks on my legs from being bitten by, I don't know what I got bit by. Um, and I I never cried. I was not afraid. Um, I didn't worry. I think the only thing I worried about was if some child came walking through the woods. Not that a child would walk through those woods. I was worried that kids would find me there, and so that's something that I was worried about. I didn't want that. But I'm laying there and I'm just watching the clouds go by, and I'm talking to the clouds, and I tried desperately to meditate. I couldn't. Too many bugs, too many distractions. Um, I just could not clear my mind, and my whole intention, I think, was just to go there, clear my head, and then go back and try and fix whatever situation was going on, um, from where I was staying. But no, I wasn't able to clear my mind, not at all. Um, I needed that grounding. I wasn't able to get it, um, because of the distractions. Um, so that night, um, gosh, it was a beautiful night. It was so quiet, and there was no cars that I could hear. There was nothing, no sounds in the forest, nothing at all. But again, there was just countless bugs, and they're just crawling all over me. And it got to the point where it's like, you know what, crawl on me. I don't even care anymore. Just crawl on me. I hear to, and oh, sorry. So it's getting darker and darker, and I just wanted to stare at the sky, the night sky, and see how many stars I could see. And then all of a sudden I see twinkling lights in the sky, and I thought, oh, what is this? Am I seeing satellites? Am I seeing UFOs? What is it I'm seeing? Technically, they were UFOs because I didn't know what they were. Um, but I thought they might have been, uh, gosh, if you have ever felt, if you're a star seed and you can remember saying to yourself, I just want to go home. I don't want to be here. I just want to go home. That's what I thought it was in the beginning when I saw these twinkling lights, was somebody's coming to take me home. Um, and I have heard other star seeds saying that. And I think one of my videos. Actually, you know what? I'm going to link it below, where I talk about star seeds. I just kind of got information from somebody else's, and I did credit him for that information. However, I thought it was somebody coming to take me home, off planet. Um, but what I was seeing was thousands and thousands of fireflies. I couldn't even see the stars because there was that many fireflies. And I thought, wow, this is pure magic. This is absolutely amazing. Why do I want to leave this planet with all this beauty that's around me? And I don't know how many hours I just laid there on the ground, just staring up at the sky in complete awe of this show that was being put on, this light show that was being put on for me. And I remember my eyes slowly closing, and I woke up. It was it was very, very dark out. There was still a lot of fireflies, and I was so uncomfortable, and I could still smell the plants, which I hope I never run into those plants again, because the memories of the bugs are going to come back. Um, but I remember trying to kind of turn over onto my stomach and trying to maybe cover my face and cover my ears with the blanket, and I had, like I said, I had the knife I had beside me for protection. I had my sunglasses and I had a water jug. And actually, before I was able to turn over and sleep on my stomach, um, I don't know if it was the heat or the stress, or I don't know what it was, but I was violently sick. I was so sick that I felt blood vessels in my eyes and in my neck. Everything was popping, and I thought, oh my gosh, like every muscle in my body was just tightened up so bad because I was that violently ill. I know it's graphic, but people, it happens to people. People do get sick to their stomach. Um, and once I sort of cleaned up my face a little bit, I thought, okay, I'm just gonna turn over and sleep on my stomach. Hopefully, I can wake up with a clear head. And again, I still had no plans aside from just clear my head, do some grounding, do some meditation, and walk back to where the place I was staying. That was my intention. Again, that didn't happen. Um, so as I'm laying there, I could feel myself. My eyes were closing, and I'm falling asleep again. And then I hear, clear as anything, I hear my name being called. And it felt like somebody was right beside me, calling my name, trying to wake me up. And when I opened my eyes, I thought, no, there's nobody here. I know there's nobody. There's nobody. If somebody was standing beside me, they would have made them their presence very well known. But I do know that I could hear my name being called, And then my phone, I could hear my phone. If you are on Facebook Messenger, there's a very distinct sound when a message comes in. There's a very distinct sound. I have a feeling it's going to ring anytime. I just have that feeling. But that's what I could hear, and it happened I think 3 times, and then I heard my name being called. But no, there's nobody here, and I don't have a phone with me. I left my phone back at the place where I was staying. I left everything there. Um, and you know, and I actually put my hand out into the grass looking for my phone. I thought, did it fall off the blanket? And I remember putting my hand on something that was a little bit wet, and I thought it was grass, but I'm feeling around. Nope, that's not grass. That's not my phone. I just kind of brought my hand back in, and the next thing I could hear this sound. I realized I don't have my phone with me. There's nobody standing beside me. I'm here by myself. I have the dog stretching at my feet here. um, And then I heard another very distinct sound of a very soft rattling sound. Not a hissing sound, but just kind of a rattle. And I couldn't quite pinpoint where that sound was coming from. And I thought maybe it had something to do with that spot in the grass that was more wet. I thought maybe there was, some. I didn't know really what I thought. I thought that's a little too wet for where I am, and I couldn't pinpoint what sound that. I couldn't distinguish, or I couldn't figure out what that sound was. So as the night went on, I'm uncomfortable again. So I remember turning over. I wasn't able to sleep really after hearing my invisible phone ringing. And so I turned back over onto my back. And then, so now when I'm laying on my stomach, the sound was to my left. And then when I turned over onto my back, now the sound is to my right. And so it wasn't just the rattling sound. And like I said, it was a very soft rattle. Good. It was a very soft rattle. And then I heard a slithering sound through the grass right beside me. I thought, oh, that's a snake. It's not just any snake, it's a rattlesnake. It's a rattlesnake. I have to let him out. I will be right back. Okay, dogs are outside. They're going to went in shortly, so I'm going to have to be interrupted again. Anyway, yeah, so I could hear this. It was definitely a snake. I heard it clear as anything. And then it kind of slithered up towards the top of my head. And there it sat, and I could hear again the rattling sound. And I just said, or actually before it went up here, I said to it, "I'm not here to hurt you. You don't bother me, I won't bother you." It's the end. And so I don't know. I kind of had an agreement with this rattlesnake. We're just here as part of Mother Nature. We're both we both live on this planet. Let's just share the space. Okay, sorry about that. Originally he wanted out, but now it's raining, so no. No, 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 no. Okay, where was I? Sorry about that. Puppies are downstairs in their beds, safely tucked away. Okay, so I had an agreement with the snake. We're going to just, stay here together. We're not going to bother each other. And that's when I heard him sort of move from this area up to the top of my head. And judging by the sound of it, it was a fairly big snake. So It was, I mean, I could hear it, so I know it was big. And every time I moved or coughed or, you know, talked with the sky, I could hear him rattling his little tail again. And then, so I just kind of slowly went back to sleep. I don't know how long I was asleep, but I woke up and it was starting to get twilight, early in the morning. The sun was not up, but I know it was quite light outside. And the whole night, again, I'm fighting off flies and ants and mosquitoes and whatever else was crawling on me. Um, I still think about it. It was quite the experience. Um, when I woke up, it was um, it was starting to get light. It was gosh, I'm going to say probably about 4:30, maybe 5 o'clock in the morning, and I could hear somebody or something walking towards me, and my first thought was, "Oh no, there's another person here. They found me. I'm in trouble because I am trespassing on private property. I'm hoping, praying that it wasn't kids that were there." And just laying there really, really still. And I looked to my left. I didn't move my head, I just moved my eyes. And here was this young deer, probably a yearling. He was a young buck, um, but he's just staring at me and staring at me. And I'm making eye contact with a wild deer. You know, people see deer all over the place. They walk through cities. We see the deer everywhere. But this felt different. This deer was about 8 or 10 feet away from me, and he was just staring at me, and we're just kind of staring back and forth at each other. And I didn't move, and I just slowly moved my head towards him, and he put his head down, and he took a step. He was gonna come towards me just to kind of check me out, or I don't really know. But I think he trusted me in that moment that I wasn't going to harm him. And as he went to take a step forward, I said hi to him in a very soft, gentle voice. I just said hi. Well, the snake that was now right over here heard my voice and rattled his tail again. And of course, the deer just he backed up, and he knew that he was in danger of, with this snake being there. He knew he was in danger, so he did his very signature snorting sound, and it was like a trumpety sound. And if you've ever been out in the wild and you hear a deer that is uh, communicating danger to the rest of the herd, it's a very loud trumpeting sound. So he did that, and he never came that close to me, but I could hear him in the periphery in the tall grass, and he would trumpet towards me, and then take off. So I thought, oh, that was an opportunity that I wanted to get, a little closer to. But having that connection with a deer, uh, I'm gonna hold that in my heart forever. It was a beautiful experience, and having that snake beside me. When I joke and I say, I can sleep with snakes. Um, as I'm building this channel, it's all about transformation and faith and inspired. So faith inspired transformation. I realized that snakes have a bad rap. They're not here specifically to harm anybody, anything. Um, they're here to live on this planet like everything else is, and everybody is here to survive. So I'm able to, I wasn't afraid of this snake. I wasn't afraid that this deer would come and stomp on me in a panic. Not at all. And oh, wow, this is a little bit more difficult than what I'm making it seem like. Um, so you know, that experience, having the deer come up to me and having the snake protect me. Again, I just in that instant I felt like I am a true member of nature now. I'm not just a human being here to, you know, build things and cut trees down. I am part of nature now. They've accepted me, and that's how I really felt. Um, that being said, I still never had a chance to do that meditation and get those answers that I needed. Why am I on this planet? Why am I here? I still didn't get those. So even though I had intentions of going back, I didn't even know really where it was. Um, I had intentions of going back to where it was I had come from because my mind had started to clear. Um, I had no food in me, nothing, no food, and because I was violently ill, I had no water in me. Um, I Oh gosh, I hope I really, if you're still hanging on to this story, I really appreciate you being here. Um, I've told this story a few times, and I hope I'm not losing any details. Anyway, so I all I wanted to do was meditate, and so I thought, okay, I'm gonna take a few more hours to meditate. I couldn't. I'm still covered in bugs. I could feel ticks walking through my hair, even though I had a ponytail in my hair. I could feel ticks crawling through my hair and just whatever. It was just awful. Um, uh, I'm laying there, and now the sun is coming up, and I'm staring at these beautiful puffy clouds in the sky. Just again, I'm making shapes out of the clouds, and I'm looking for messages and anything. Tell me why I'm on this planet. And I'm looking up at the sky, and I said, I don't know who I was talking to. I just said, if you're out there and you're gonna come and help me figure out my life, show yourself to me. And there was clouds were going in this direction, but there was one puffy cloud that was going the complete opposite direction, and I'm sure it had a lot to do with the wind stream, the airstream and whatnot. Anyway, this one cloud, I stared at it because it was going the opposite direction as the rest of the clouds. um I'm staring at it, I'm staring at it. Next thing you know, I see this little black speck come out of the cloud, and it's doing this figure eight, and it's swirling, and it's just going really fast, and I'm trying to figure out, is that a bird, is that a bug, is that, what is that? It's too fast to be a bird, because if it was a bird I would see wings, but it wasn't. It was just a complete like a dot. And it's not a bug because I can't see the distance between the bug and the cloud. I can't. There's no distance. And by the way, this thing came out of the cloud, and so I saw it kind of swirling around, it's going really fast, and then it went underneath the cloud, and then it went inside the cloud, and then back out, and it went this way, and then up again. It stopped and went inside the cloud, and it disappeared. Uh, hmm, that was no bird. That was no bug. That wasn't an airplane. I don't know what it was, but I'm just going to keep watching the sky. And so that's why I stayed there for the rest of the day. I wanted to see if it was going to happen again. Uh, and then I felt the sun come up. Oh man, I'm going to get, this is going to be too hot for me, because I'm going to be in the blazing hot sun all day. And again, I'm looking at this knife that I have for protection. You know what? Why don't I just end it? End it, and maybe somebody will come and take me home. Somebody will help me figure out what's going on with my life. at that point I didn't have any faith. So faith in humanity, faith in my friends, my family. I didn't have faith in myself, but I felt like a part of nature, and there was something bigger and better out there for me. So I moved my blanket to another spot where I realized that the reason I'm covered in ants is because I'm laying on a giant ant hill. But I didn't really care. So I moved my blanket down to another spot where I was going to have a lot of shade during the day, and that snake, the snake followed me to that, and I just went down a couple of feet where the shade was. The snake followed me, and so I'm laying down and I'm just staring at the sky, and I fell asleep, and I'm so exhausted because I didn't sleep hardly at all the night before. And I'm just laying there, not even caring that I have no food, I have no water. Um, if need be, if I need water, I'm sure I can find some somewhere. I'm in the woods, right? So, um, and then I'm just staring at the sky. A few hours later, I wake up, I'm staring at the sky, and I'm just watching the clouds. There's nothing going on. I slept all day, and when I woke up, it was early evening, and again the snake was there rattling. Man, I've got to use the washroom. And so from it had been 3 days, 3 days, 2 days, 2 full days that I had actually been able to use the washroom. So obviously I had to take care of business. And when I stood up to try and walk, I my heart started beating out of control. I felt some tightness in my chest, and I could feel, I don't know, it was just like somebody had reached in and just kind of was squeezing my heart, and it's beating out of control. Okay, I'm just gonna go back and I'm gonna lay down. I'm gonna calm down, and then maybe I'll try and meditate again. There was no meditation from the whole time. The whole time I was there, there was no meditating. So so that night, like it's getting darker and darker, and well, I guess I'm not going to walk back anywhere right now. I guess I'm going to stay here for another night. So this will be night number two, and and as I'm going to sleep, I want to look at the stars again. Thousands and thousands of fireflies. I could hear the deer in the back. He's still trumpeting because he knows that the snake is still there. Anyway, so basically, it was the same thing, only the following day. Seeing the fireflies, and I'm watching the sky. I don't see any movement. I don't see satellites. I don't see any of that. Just all these fireflies. And oddly enough, I actually slept really good that night. And good meaning I didn't wake up every 15, 20 minutes and wonder what's going on. So I actually slept from, gosh, from dark, from the time it was completely dark until it started to get light out again. I actually slept. Um, I think once in a while I got up and I wiped the bugs off of me and tried to adjust my blanket. But I woke up, and again that snake is still kind of slithering around me, and just making his presence known. And we did have an agreement from the day before. And as I'm opening my eyes again, um, nice bright white puffy clouds. And that anomaly that was in the sky, that little black dot that was in the sky, it came back. And only this time it came back, it came out of a cloud, and it came underneath the cloud, and it just sat there for a split second, and then it zoomed off. And I said, come back. I need to see you. I need to know who you are. It zoomed away, it came back, it sat underneath the cloud, and it went kind of this way. It went up, so I couldn't even see it anymore, and then it came back down um, towards the cloud, and then went inside the cloud, and that's the last time I saw it. And in my mind, I thought, wow, I asked for a sign, I asked for communication, I asked for somebody, something to come and let me know that they're watching, that they're here to support me. And that was my validation. Again, I don't know who or what it was. I just know that it was there to validate its presence. So yeah, I wake up and I thought, oh, I still have to use the washroom. I was sweating profusely. My kidneys were sore. My chest, my heart was so sore. I didn't know anything medical was really wrong with me, other than the fact that I knew I was being was dehydrated because of sweating. Um, I didn't want to sleep in this section anymore. I thought, you know what? I've had enough of this. I'm going to start making my way towards the road, and I'll flag somebody down, and maybe somebody can take me back to my car or take me back to the place where I was staying. As soon as I stood up, I fell to my knees, and the chest pain was just incredible, incredible chest pains. Um, just picture yourself with a balloon full of water and you're squeezing it, and it's just kind of, I know it's graphic, but it was that bad. That's really what it felt like. And I just saw a beautiful orb just kind of float through here. That's what it felt like. And I fell to my knees. I gathered my strength. Um, I stood up, and I'm just kind of waiting for the dizziness to go away, wait for the pain to stop, wait for my heart to stop racing, calm down. And I went and I walked towards, I was on this private road, and I walked in deeper into the woods, thinking, okay, maybe if I just go for a walk and kind of ground myself that way. um, I walked, I don't know, uh, maybe about 150 feet deeper into the woods, and I had to use the washroom again. And then when I turned around, I realized I was on the edge of this. I was basically on top of a mountain. And when I turned around, I saw the most picturesque scenery ever in my entire life. I've seen a lot of scenery, but this was movie scenery. It was so beautiful. The light streaming in between the trees and this huge gully, and oh my God, I can't even describe it. It was that stunning of a scene, and it was all green and just the light coming through, and I thanked Mother Earth for this beautiful display of greenery. It was, oh my gosh, you know what, I'm going to even stop trying to describe it because I can't. It's that beautiful. And then when I turned around and I was going to walk up towards my blankets again, and again, chest pain, and almost falling to my knees, I stopped, and my heart slowed down. I was able to make it back to my blanket, and then I fell on my knees again. And I'm just, so now I'm on all fours, taking deep breaths. Okay, you gotta calm down. You gotta calm down. And then it just hit me. Something like, it's like somebody had said something to me. um, it's not your time. This is not your time to leave the planet. You have stuff that you need to do. You need to spread the word on having faith and um, transforming your all these hmm, the negative things that are going on in this planet. It's my job. And the word starseed came to me. And it's so funny that I found this one video about starseeds. I never considered myself a starseed ever, but I heard that word, starseed. You are, and so somebody was talking to me, whether it was that anomaly in the sky or if it was the snake or the deer, I don't know. Maybe it was something that was innate in me. I don't know, but I heard you're a starseed and you are here to to help others. You're a healer. You're this and you're that. Anyway, I knew it wasn't my time to go. And so I picked up my stuff and I started walking towards the road. And I thought, I'll just flag somebody down. Maybe they'll see me. And I couldn't. I knew I didn't have enough strength to walk up to the road all the way to the road. But I got, I'd walk a couple of feet and I'd have to stop and take a couple of deep breaths, calming breaths, and then walk a couple more feet. And that it took me, gosh, it took me, I'm going to say probably about a half an hour to walk about 200 feet because I had to stop and take a deep breath and calm down, walk a little farther. By this time, I knew the snake had gone on his separate way, which is fine. I didn't think he would follow me. Just so odd. Anyway, I get nice and close to the road and I put my blanket on the ground and I thought, it's nice and calm here. I'm under the trees. It's solid shade. I'm just going to lay here. And as I'm laying there in this shade, it was nice and cool. I hear thunder and rolling in, and I could see the clouds, way off in the distance. I thought, oh no, pretty sure I'm top of the mountain here, and I am. There's a big thunderstorm coming in. So I I thought, okay, I'll maybe because the rain will do me some good. Maybe it'll cool me off, and maybe it'll help with these horrendous chest pains that I'm feeling. So the thunder is getting closer and closer. I could see flashes in the sky, but there was no rain, nothing yet. And then next thing you know, I could hear the rain. There were nice big fat drops of rain, not just a tiny little misting rain. They were big drops. And I said to the trees, I said, "Thank you for keeping me dry." And then it was a steady downpour, but I wasn't getting wet. It felt like the rain was all around me, but I was not getting wet. And I looked up in the canopy of the trees. The trees were so intertwined that it was protecting me from this rain. And I said, thank you for keeping me dry. And I'm watching and watching, and the canopy just opened up, and it was like somebody poured buckets and buckets of water on me. And I said, okay, point taken. I got it. Um, and as soon as I said, okay, you know, I understand, I get it, I'm here for a purpose, please stop raining on me. And just like that, it stopped raining. Um, that was pretty incredible thing for me to witness, it was just so incredible. Um, and now I'm just laying there and I'm completely drenched. And thought, okay, as soon as the rain stops, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to walk towards the road. When the rain finally did stop, I don't know how long it was pouring on me, but when it finally did stop, I stood up. I remember, touching my hair, and my hair was just like it was like a nest. It was just I was full of ticks. I was full of ants, and I couldn't even run my fingers through my hair. It was so knotted up. And I walk up to the road, and again the chest pains, just crazy chest pains. I could not believe my chest was hurting that bad. And just one car after another, just going back and forth and back, and nobody saw me. I think I stood there for probably an hour, and I'm trying to wave down cars like, please, somebody, please, will somebody please stop? And there was a time I thought, am I dead? Am I dead? Is this what death is? And I turned around. I was very slow. I turned around slowly, and I thought I was going to see my own body laying on the blanket. I was worried because I had already decided, no, this is not your time, starseed, all this stuff. You're here. You have a reason for being here. Oh, you know what? I did forget one thing. While it was pouring rain on me, I had the blanket over my head, and I said, "All right, why?" And my face was covered in sopping wet blanket. Couldn't even breathe hardly through this. Um, and I said, just give me one message. Why do I need to stand up and go and get some help? Um, and I saw this little, I don't know, I don't know, this little creature. It looked very alien looking creature. Your typical gray face, not the bad grays, the good grays. If you know who the grays are. But this face came up just in my periphery like that, and I saw this big finger come right out, and it drew in the air because everything around me was black. It drew with bright orange light an 8, a 1, and a 7. And I said, what does that even mean? I don't know. What does this 817 mean? And then it drew a symbol. It was, and the only way I can describe it is an upside down cross, but it's not satanic in any way. It was just that shape. So it went down like this, and then across like that, and then a dot here and a dot there. And then it took, this crosshair like this, and it started drawing a little bit more. And I said, I don't get it. I don't see it. And then as I'm starting to become more aware that I'm actually in this vision, I panicked a little bit. The chest pains were getting to me. The mosquitoes started getting to me again, and I lost the visual. So I never did get to finish seeing that sigil that he was drawing. And then I realized, and then the song, I had this song stuck in my head. Um, John Denver, Country Roads, Almost Heaven, West Virginia. And I kept singing that over and over and over again. And then it's immediately switched to a Bon Jovi song. It's my life. This is my life. I wasn't here to apologize to anybody for any of my shortcomings. I'm here to live my life as much as you are here to live your life. So in that moment, this song was reeling in my head for 2.5 days, just go, go, go. It switched to Bon Jovi. It's my life. And that was the instant that I realized I have faith. My my faith has inspired my transformation. That's where the name of this channel came from. Faith Inspired Transformation. I know it's a long, long story to get to what's behind my what's behind everything, but there you go. I managed to get up, or sorry, while I was on the road, I'm trying to wave people down. Nobody saw me. I turned around, I looked at my blanket. Thankfully, my body is not laying on the blanket, so I'm not dead. I had to stand in the middle of the road, and I waved somebody down. And this earth angel came, and he stopped. He slammed on his brakes, and he says, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No, I'm not." "Do you need help?" I said, "Yes, please, please help me out." Um, so I'm just gonna breeze through the ending of the story. This came, took me to the hospital. I spent the night in the hospital. Turns out, yes, I did have a heart attack. I don't know if I had a heart attack years ago, but definitely they did notice that I had a heart attack while I was in the woods. So um, I don't think I had just one. I had a couple of them. So again, why I'm alive, I don't know. I told this story once I was involved in a meditation group, Connecting Conscious group, and the facilitator of that particular group, she says, that was your shaman initiation. That's exactly what that was. And I said, I didn't believe her at first. She says, no, anytime, she says, when you look up shaman initiation, what it is you're a healer. And so when you see things, when you hear things, and you're there for clarity, um, in order to be initiated into the shaman healing realm, I guess you could say, you have to put yourself into a self-induced trauma. I'm not promoting self-induced trauma, not at all. This was spur of the moment. I had not planned on going through this trauma, but yeah, why I'm alive today, I don't know. And but I have faith. My faith has inspired my transformation. Um, will I ever have those dark thoughts? Probably. I'll have them probably for the rest of my life, but they're not going to rule me. I have decided, I've made that conscious decision that these dark thoughts will not rule me. I am taking charge of my life. And then there goes the name of my channel, Faith Inspired Transformation. Um, I am a star seed based on the description. And again, I'm going to link that if you're still with me. Thank you for still being here and holding on to this. What I consider kind of a boring story now because I've gone through it over and over in my head. But I am so grateful for those people that invited me to be in their country. I'm so grateful that the that the people that I was with, uh, not only did they help me out tremendously, um, some of them showed their true colors, and those two that offered to help me, that showed their true colors, they're no longer in my life, and I'm grateful that I got to meet them and spend time with one of them. The other one I was going to spend time with, but the yeah, the true colors came out, and I'm grateful that I did not spend time with this person. One person in particular, the one that not caused, no, we both caused this. We both needed that coming together and really getting to know each other. And I think, and I hope that this person agrees that the difficulties that we experienced has strengthened our friendship, our bond. And yeah, this person will be in my life forever, forever. Sorry, you stuck with me. um, and and again, this whole experience, my gosh, I will treasure it. I was very reluctant to come on and tell this story, um, because I wasn't sure if it would trigger anybody, if it would make people think I'm crazy. You know what? If you think I'm crazy, that's up to you. That's completely you. That's you. That's your path in life. Um, if you appreciate my story, whatever you feel about my story, my experience, I highly encourage you to just comment on it, because I would love to know your experiences, what you thought of what I went through. Are there similarities? I'm finding that people who have this shaman initiation, um, of course, circumstances are different, but the process is very, very similar. I wasn't in a desert. I was in the woods on top of a mountain. I was not in, an ice cave. I wasn't here. Everybody's circumstances are different, but the messages that we receive are incredibly similar. So if you have had any kind of experience like this, please let me know. I would love so much to talk with you about it. I'm going to link all my email and my website down below, along with Yeah, you should see it popping up here soon. Uh, the um, the video that I did on star seeds. So I'm going to leave it here. And again, I appreciate any comments, whether you believe me, whether you appreciate me. I encourage everybody to open this discussion. And when it comes to mental health, um, let's open up that discussion even further. Let's not make it a taboo subject. When you see somebody with a broken arm, you ask them how they feel. When you see somebody with a broken mind, you step back. Um, it doesn't matter if you are mentally broken or physically broken. Broken is broken, and so we need to open up more of those discussions. And again, any comments, any shares, please, let's talk. I would love to talk with you. Thank you so much. If you have stuck around for this long, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody that comes to my channel. Please do me a favor. Please like and share and subscribe my channel, the video, anything, so that I can have increase the algorithms and build more and more content like this. And pretty soon I'm going to be getting up my cards and doing more content on more Akashic cards like that, more Akashic readings, tarot readings, that sort of thing. So have a great rest of the week. Have a great month. Have a great year. Have a great life. And I will see you soon.